Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Sensei and we back with another one. And in today's video, I will be showing you the exact offensive settings I use to achieve GOAT status in NBA 2K26 Play Now Online. If you've been struggling to score efficiently, space the floor, or run your offense like a pro, then this video is for you. So stay tuned and lock in with me, and please remember to like and subscribe. So first things first, we want to scroll over to features and go down to coach settings. And your adaptive coaching engine, turn this off. If you leave this on, offense and defense, defense only, offense only, if you leave this on, the CPU will make game time decisions for you, and we don't want the computer making no decisions for us. Then we're going to go down to offensive play vision, and this is just the diagram of when you call plays. If you want the diagram to show on the court or not, I have this on all plays. It's up to you if you want to do user plays only. Then we want to come down to play vision display. I'll put that on full. For play calling messages, I have it on show all. And this just shows that the names of freelancers and plays called by the user. For offense and defense play calling, have that on manual. Again, we don't want the computer making no decisions. Same for late game fouling. And if we come down here to teammate cut to basket, I'll put this on manual. I do not want my CPU cutting across the court, cutting to the basket, making its own decisions. That could take away lanes from you, and it could really mess you up. So put that on manual. First, let's talk about why offensive settings matter. Most players just rely on raw stick skills, but the truth is 2K is built on strategy. If you don't set up your offense the right way, you're leaving points on the table. With the right settings, your team runs smoother, your spacing opens up, and you control the flow of the game instead of reacting. When the game starts, you're going to want to pause the screen, go over to game plan, down to coaching sliders. You start by turning down the help defense. I keep this between 0 and 10. I do have a defensive settings video where I'll talk deeper into this. You can check that out. I'm going to go down to Playbook. And I like to use the Rockets Playbook. And once you do that, you go down to assign plays. You're going to want to go down to priority 1. You can click left or right on the D-pad. It doesn't matter. But this must be done. Then you're going to come up to offensive settings. We go to play selection. You're going to see quick isolation at the top. You're going to press square to remove quick isolation. You're going to scroll down all the way until you see ISO 5 out. You're going to want that at the top of your screen. Then I come down and I choose a freelance. I do 5 out. And you can choose another freelance. I like to use comp. So those are the main 2 freelances I use. And then instead of quick isolation, I do an ISO 5 out. And I will show you what that does. So here's the difference if you're running an ISO 5 out and a quick isolation. If you click left on the D-pad, you can bring up your ISO options. So you click left. Let me get that back to James. If I press square for quick isolation, Brook Lopez and Kawhi Leonard is positioned where they're positioned. But if I click ISO 5 out, they will swap. Once you're into your isolation, you want to click right on the D-pad and go into your freelance, which will be the comp. And you can see your players spread out and give you the floor. And based on what side of the floor you go, they try to spread away from you and give you space. And note that if you want your players to stay in the freelance, you want to press right on the D-pad, press game plan, and L1 or LB. And this year in Play Now Online, there is an influx in off-ball players. And a few ways to get an easy bucket if someone is off-balling on you is to call for a screen. And you can run a pick and roll. And how you run a pick and roll is you want to press L1 and select the player that you want to set the screen for. You go around that screen, your player rolls, easy bucket. Another good scoring option for an off-ball player, you can call for the screen. And once that screen happens, You go across the court and shoot that mid-range, that's money every time. Another scoring option of mine is slipping the screen. And how you do that is by calling for the screen. And before they get to you, you press L1 and the player will slip. Another good scoring option I like to use against off bowlers, and this is important that you have a shooting big man. So what you can do is you call for the screen for your big man and you press R1 for them to fade. And there it is. That's an easy bucket every time. Lastly, one of my go-tos is calling a floppy, which is an off-ball screen set for your score. And how you do that is you press L1, you select the score you want to receive the screen, and then you press X for floppy, and you will see the off-ball screen will be set. And once you see them open, you give them the ball. Money every time. An approach that I like to take, especially knowing that a lot of players are going to off-ball and play now online, with my team is I like to pick a team that will be well balanced with offense and defense. So say, for example, the Cleveland Cavaliers, with my lineup, I would go with Lonzo at the 1 because he can clamp up and he still can score. He's a big guard. And then what I would do is put Mobley at the 5 because he has the ability to shoot. Hunter at the 4, great defender and can still score and shoot the ball. And this is a good example of a team, a well-balanced offense and defensive team. Another good, well-balanced offense and defensive team that I like to use is the LA Clippers. And I approach their lineup in a couple of different ways. I do like to put Brook Lopez in at the 5 because he can shoot. And at this 2 position, sometimes I put in I put in Chris Dunn. And I can run it like this. I still have offense. I still have defense. Or depends on if my opponent picks someone like OKC or Houston, what I do is at the 3, I put Derrick Jones Jr. because he has good defense and he can shoot. And this will be a lineup I will run. It's a big lineup. You don't miss offense and you still have defense. And that is a breakdown of my favorite offensive settings and tips that I use to achieve GOAT status in NBA 2K26 Play Now Online. If you found this video helpful, please smash that like button, sub to the channel, and drop down in the comments below telling me what is your favorite offensive settings. Thanks for coming to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you next video. Peace.